What's up, guys? So I want to make this video for fighters out there, and it may sound kind of harsh, but honestly, some of you guys don't deserve to win. You don't deserve to win. You get what you deserve, and you don't deserve to win, especially at a high level if you're not training hard. Some of you guys that I've seen over the years, my gym, other gyms, I've traveled the world. These guys that don't get good results, usually either two things: they either have bad coaching or they don't train hard enough, and that matters. There's people out there right now that will start training at 20 years old, but they'll do 3 hours a day, 6 days a week. And then you have people that have been training since they were 15, got 5, 10 more years experience than them, and they'll train 3 times a week casually and think that they're going to fight at a high level. And even worse, if you start late and you think you're going to train 3 days a week and fight at a high level, it's not going to work out for you. So if you're not getting the results you want, you're not winning, you're not and when I say winning, you could be winning at a small level, but so you may deserve to win at that small level, but that next level up that you're trying to get to, you don't deserve to win if you're not training hard, period. If you're not in the gym at least 5 days a week, it's very unlikely you're going to the UFC. Very unlikely. So you get what you put in, guys. Effort matters. And if you're winning at a lower level, then and you're only training, half-assed, 3 days a week or 4 days a week or whatever, or 2 days a week, and you're still winning, then guess what? I would suggest, my suggestion would be to stay at that level. Stay at that level and be happy and win a bunch of fights, and you'll have good memories and not be bitter towards fighting. But if you think you're going to fight at a high level and you're training 2 or 3 days a week, and then you get a reality check, you're eventually going to be bitter. You're going to think you weren't good enough. You're going to think maybe it's your coach. You're going to think many different. Maybe it's your teammates. You're going to have doubts in your mind, and realistically, it all boils down to you not training hard enough. The more you train, the higher. I mean, it's crazy to even have to do a video like this, but the more you train, the higher chance you have to be good. But some of you guys at the next level, you don't deserve to win. You don't deserve to win if you're training 2 or 3 days a week and your opposition is putting in. Keep in mind, I'm talking to people not in the UFC already. I'm not talking to people that are already there. They did stuff right and they got there. I'm talking to people that are trying to be there. And there's people out there that still work. Like, I worked a full-time job. For the first 3.5 years I was in the UFC, I worked a full-time job. I worked a full-time job, multiple full-time jobs the whole time I was leading up to the UFC. Like, I didn't come from money. I used to work 10 hours a day. I worked in the oil field. I worked in multiple places. Worked as a bouncer late at nighttime. Had all these different things I would do, but I would train 3 hours a day, and I had no life. So that's why I was able to make it far, because I put in extreme effort in a short time period. And if you are starting a little later and your goal is to be in the UFC and you're not training, I'll be honest with you, if you're not training at least 5 days a week, probably 3 hours a day, it's highly unlikely you're getting to the UFC unless you're a freak athlete. If you start 20 years old or older, it's highly unlikely. And then you could start and you can win a lot of local tournaments. You can win smokers. You can win amateur fights and stuff like that. And those are all good memories and good for martial arts. But if you're not willing to put in real effort, then I wouldn't even try to pursue it at a high level. Honestly, I wouldn't even try to be a pro fighter. I wouldn't try to go to the UFC if you're not willing to put in 5 days a week, 2.5, 3 hours a day, on top of a job, on top of your schedule. And a lot of people make excuses. Oh, I can't do this. My work schedule, this or that, money problems. Well, guess what? Everybody's got a problem. Everybody's got problems in life. So the people who want it find a way. But if you're not training at a serious level, there's no point in fighting, because there's no point in fighting at the next level up if you're not going to take the shit serious, because it's just going to end in heartbreak for you. So just figured I'd make that video, guys. The more effort you put in, the better it's going to be. And I promise you're going to always be glad you put that effort in, even if it didn't work out. But if it doesn't work out for you because you weren't putting out effort, you're gonna have doubts, and you're gonna think other things. You're going to think you just weren't good enough. You're going to think your coaches or your teammates or whatever wasn't good enough, when really it was your effort wasn't good enough. So something to think about, guys. The people who get the most out of life and fighting are the people that put in the effort. If you got any other subjects you'd like me to go over, just leave a comment below. And if you're new to martial arts Looking for a gym in your area, get my book, The Ultimate Guide to Choosing Your Martial Arts School and Instructor. Link is in the description. Thank you guys.